Good day, everyone. I hope you all had a stupendously satisfactory Sunday. Uh, mine was pretty good. Uneventful, though. Went to church, went to lunch, came home, had something for dinner, watched a few videos. I did most of my catching up last night, so I only have a couple more to watch, and I'm all caught up, and it's pretty sweet to be that all caught up. And I was hoping to be all caught up by the time SummerSlam came on, because tonight was SummerSlam. And since I did nothing else except watch SummerSlam, I'm sorry guys, but I'm going to go ahead and be reviewing SummerSlam. WWE SummerSlam. So, if you're not interested in that at all, then just go ahead and click away from this video right now, because that's all it's going to be. I didn't do anything else today, so normally I wouldn't, but basically... And I didn't really do a very good review of NXT TakeOver last night. I kind of just reviewed the one iconic match that was in that pay-per-view. So, just briefly, there were other matches that happened. They were all good. The whole pay-per-view, or the show on the WWE Network, was good as a whole, and it culminated at the end of the night with a ladder match for the NXT Championship. It was another good match. It wasn't a spot fest match where everyone does all these high-flying jumps off ladders. There were a few, most of them were power moves and things like that. And the result was not surprising, and Finn Balor retained his NXT Championship. He's an exciting character. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the page, shut the door for that. I just realized I kind of only talked about the one match, so I just wanted to touch on the other big match of the night there. SummerSlam. There were 10 matches on this card. So just real quickly, there was a kind of a grudge match between Randy Orton and Sheamus. Sheamus is Mr. Money in the Bank, and it was the first match of the night. And I'm in a Facebook group, people that like predict the outcomes of these matches, and we have like a predictions league that we put together. And overall, my score, there were, I don't know how many people participated, like about 20-ish people did. And of the scores, I got like the 4th or 5th highest score of the night, I think. But this is one match I did not predict correctly. I predicted Randy Orton to win, and Sheamus wound up winning, which gave everyone a little bit of doubt in the back of their mind, because it's the first match, and Sheamus is Mr. Money in the Bank. So he could cash in later that night, after or during the World Heavyweight Championship match later on. But he doesn't. I'll just go ahead and say it there. He doesn't. Next match was for the Tag Team Championships, I believe. It was a fatal 4-way match. There were 4 teams. You had the New Day, or the you had the Lucha Dragons, which were my pick in this match, Los Matadores, and the champions, the Primetime Players. And so, the general consensus among most of the people was that the Primetime Players would retain. Me and like one other guy in that league both said Lucha Dragons. Just kind of a wild card, throw it out there. If it happens, great. Should have gone with my gut, though. My gut said that they were leading the New Day to re-win the championships. That's exactly what happened. New Day wins. It's a pretty good match, entertaining. New Day tried quite a few little sneaky moves. They're the bad guys, but they think positive, and so it's just kind of hilarious to see them do things the way they do them. Clever thing was right near the beginning of the match, the way a fatal 4-way match works now, not originally. Originally, one person from each team would be in the ring at the same time. Now, only 2 people are in the ring at a time, and the other 2 teams are forced to stand, both members of the team, on the outside, and anyone can tag anyone to become another legal man. And so this is the first time I've ever seen this. It was clever, it was funny, it got me excited for a second, although I knew realistically it wasn't going to happen. Was Kofi Kingston of the Primetime Players and of the New Day, and Titus O'Neil, the Primetime Players, were the 2 legal men. and Kofi and Titus were circling, and Titus backed up near the New Day's corner, and Big E tagged himself in and Titus O'Neil out, which left Kofi Kingston of the New Day and Big E Langston, Big E of the New Day, both on the same team, both legal. And then Kofi lays down and Big E covers him. And if it hadn't been broken up by Titus O'Neil, who realized what was happening, that would have been 1, 2, 3. New Day wins the tag title. So that in and of itself, when I saw that tactic, I was like, New Day's probably going to win, and it'll be fine. I just didn't get any points for it. And New Day won, and it's fine. I just didn't get any points for it. Alright, quickly. I don't want to go this long, and I'm already past 5 minutes. So, next match, that was just an interesting thing I thought I'd talk about in a little more detail. Another match was I'm not going to remember off the top of my head now. Let's see, what was it? It was Neville and Stephen Amell from Arrow. Neville's finishing maneuver is called the Red Arrow, so you had the Red Arrow and the Green Arrow teaming up against Stardust and King Barrett. And they teamed up for this one thing as those two superstars, and so they called themselves the Lords of Darkness. The King Barrett, King of the Ring, was the Cosmic King instead of just King Barrett, and Stardust called himself the Prince of Dark Matter. And together they were the Lords of Darkness. And so, unsurprisingly, I mean, Stephen Amell does a great job. He's a very athletic guy, as you can tell when you watch Arrow in the show. And you guys know I'm a big fan of Arrow. It's sporting the green. It's Ninja Turtles, but it's still green. And so, not surprisingly, Team Arrow gets the victory. And I'm okay with that. It was a foregone conclusion. Intercontinental Championship match. Triple threat. Ryback versus The Miz versus Big Show. Ryback wins. I'm okay with that. I predicted that as well. Kevin Owens versus Cesaro happened later in the night, but I'll go ahead and mention it. I predicted Cesaro. Kevin Owens wound up winning, which isn't that surprising. I just thought he was in the takeover match the night before in a ladder match, so he might be kind of tired. Plus, he talked about how he really wanted to just stick it to Cesaro in this match because he's frustrated that he lost the previous night, and so I thought he might get himself disqualified, and Cesaro would win that way too. But nope, Kevin Owens won clean, 1, 2, 3. So that was a prediction I got wrong. Divas triple threat or 3-team elimination, not triple threat, 3-team elimination match. One member of a team gets pinned, the whole team is out. So you have Team Bella versus Team PCB, which has Paige, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte, who I've mentioned many times, against Team Bad, which has Sasha Banks, who was in the match last night, losing her title, the one that I talked about quite a bit. So, first team eliminated was Team Bad. I predicted the Bella, but Nikki Bella is the Divas champion, so I thought she might. So since the title wasn't on the line, they could afford to let her lose quickly, and maybe it wouldn't be her, but someone else on her team. So my prediction was Bella would lose, Team Bella would lose, but Team Bad was the first one out, leaving Team Bella versus Team PCB. And it came down to one of the Bellas, I don't remember which one, they're twins, so I wasn't paying close attention, versus Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch winds up getting a pinfall victory. I predicted a submission victory, but still I got the right team for the win, so yeah. Randy Orton. I may have missed one. I'm sorry if I did. I'm going to go ahead to the two main events. The first main event was early in the night, kind of in the middle of the pay-per-view, really. It was before the Divas match and the Kevin Owens Cesaro match. It was John Cena, the United States Champion, versus Seth Rollins, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, in a winner-takes-both titles match. And I predicted Rollins would win, but not cleanly. I predicted he would win by disqualification. And I didn't care how the disqualification happened, but I was kind of hoping the return of Kane would bring about him attacking Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins took him out. and then disqualifying John Cena, giving Seth Rollins the victory by disqualification. That was my prediction. But Seth Rollins pulled it off. Got it not clean. He got it via pinfall. When the host of SummerSlam, Jon Stewart, formerly from The Daily Show, came out with a chair. Referee got knocked down, so he came out with a chair. He hit John Cena and then gave the chair to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins pedigreed John Cena on the chair, knocked the chair out of the ring. The referee came back in. Perfect timing. 1, 2, 3. Not a clean pinfall, but a pinfall victory nonetheless. And so then the other question in the prediction league was, would Sheamus cash in? Which I already said he doesn't. I predicted he wouldn't, so I got something good there. Let's go on to the last match. The highlight of the night, the Beast, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. Undertaker wants revenge for losing his streak at WrestleMania a year and a half prior. Don't know why he waited this long, but he did. And so the match happened. It was a good match. Back and forth, lots of suplexes. They hit each other with everything they had, and they kept kicking out, and they couldn't believe what was going on. And finally, Taker puts Lesnar in his submission move, what's it called? The Gates of Hell is what it's called, The Undertaker. It's a triangle choke submission maneuver. Lesnar does not tap out. He manages to break free, switches into his submission, which is an arm, basically an arm lock that risks breaking the arm. Breaking the arm. Doesn't really, but that's the perception that they try to give. And Taker's in it for a while. Tries to fight out. Tries to pin Lesnar while he's in the position. And then something weird happens, and the bell rings. The referee is watching Lesnar's shoulders because he's getting close to a pin. And the bell rings. Apparently, and they show it from a different angle, and it does happen, The Undertaker taps out lightly on Brock Lesnar's leg, and for some reason the timekeeper sees it and just rings the bell instead of waiting for the referee. So then the referee's yelling at him, "I'm the ref. I tell you when to ring the bell. You don't ring the bell when you want to ring the bell." And so Lesnar thought he won because Paul Heyman saw it also and was telling him he won. You made him tap out. You made him tap out. The ref's like, nope, doesn't count. And then while Lesnar's distracted, Undertaker gives him a low blow. Lesnar goes down. Taker locks in the Gates of Hell a second time, and Lesnar is forced to tap out. So Taker wins via submission, which was my prediction. So I got that right too. Then the final prediction was how many German suplexes, because Lesnar gives a lot of German suplexes. Would it be over or under 10? I said under. It was in fact under. And so I finished the night with 23 points out of 35 in my prediction league. I'm sorry this video went so long. Hopefully if you didn't care about this, you didn't listen to the whole thing all the way through. But if you did, even if you don't care about wrestling, thanks, I guess. Yeah, those are my thoughts, my review of it. So, yeah. Tomorrow I may or may not be working. Someone was needing their shift covered on Saturday, and I already switched my Wednesday shift to Friday. And so I didn't want to make it more confusing, so I want to leave my Friday where it is. So either I will close tomorrow night, or I will work a mid on Saturday until 6 o'clock. If I do that, I might not be working tomorrow. I might still be working tomorrow and take that shift as an extra shift. We'll see. So I'll tell you when I log in to do my vlog tomorrow night whether I worked or not, and you'll find out then. But I got nothing else to say, so good night everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.